Hello friends and welcome. I've recently been trying out some new to me inexpensive drugstore products and have been really impressed with most of them. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that most of them are actually crazy good. So today we're going to have some fun using these new products and comparing them with some of my other favorite drugstore products. And I look forward to getting your feedback in the comment section below as to which of these products you feel looks the best. Before we move forward with today's topic, let me extend a warm welcome to those of you who are visiting this channel for the very first time, and also welcome back those of you who are already part of the family on this channel. My name is Elise, and I'm a working professional makeup artist who specializes in helping those of us who are at or who have passed that 50-year milestone. One woman who passed that milestone recently had a makeover and said, "I'm going to be 60 this year, but I'm 40 on the inside." How many of us can relate to that? And I just needed a change. You know, we can't stop the aging process, but you can do what you can do to feel good about yourself. She is so right. In fact, it's amazing how just a few tweaks in the makeup routine that we've used for years, as well as where and how we apply that makeup, can make a major difference in how we look and feel. And focusing on these tweaks is exactly what this channel is all about. Plus, from time to time, we also talk a little fashion and wellness along the way. So if the mission of this channel sounds like a fit for you, I do hope you'll join our wonderful family of subscribers before you leave today. Well, I've already done my skin prep, filled in my brows, and applied eye primer, and you'll find these products listed along with links to them in the description box below. And I'll also list and include links to all of the other products that I'll be using today. On one side of my face, I'll use primarily my new-to-me drugstore products, and on the other side, I'll primarily use older drugstore products, which I continue to like. Let's go ahead and start on the side of my face where I'm using mostly older products. On my eyes, I'll be using two of e.l.f.'s bite-size eye quads. I'll primarily be using the Carnival Candy Quad, but I'll also be using some colors from the Cream and Sugar Quad. Let me show you both of these. As you can see, the Carnival Candy Quad has some blue and some burgundy, as well as a couple of neutral colors. And this is the Cream and Sugar Quad, which has light to dark colors with one shimmer. All neutral colors. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch the Carnival Candy Quad for you. Here's the very lightest shade, which almost exactly matches my skin tone, going down to the blue at the bottom. I'm going to start with the very lightest color and apply that on my eyelid. And then a little bit of this light color under the arch of my brow just to give it a little bit of a lift. Then I'm going to take this darker brown color, and this is going to go in the crease. And then also in the crease, I'll put that dark blue and also add a little bit of that dark blue to the outer eyelid area as well. Now this is pretty darn highly pigmented, but it's really a nice mid-tone color, especially when you blend it out. Now, that could be just a wonderful look in and of itself, but I want to add a little bit of the blue. And I'm just going to stamp it on the outer part of my lid and the outer part of my crease. And as you can see, it's really not a deep, dark blue. It's a little scary when you see a blue that dark, I know, but when you actually blend it out, it's really fairly soft looking. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit into the crease. And then with my blending brush, I'm going to make sure everything melds together. And then I'm taking a little bit of the lighter color and blending it into the blue so there's a nice soft transition. Much better. I'll apply eyeliner and mascara later after I finish the makeup on the other side of my face. For my face makeup, I'm going to combine my Wet n Wild Matte Foundation with a newer product for me, which is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in shade 2, which I've only used once before. And let me show you what the Halo Glow Liquid Filter looks like. Combining these two products will create a foundation with some really soft, nice radiance, which is exactly what I'm going to do. This is my Wet n Wild Matte Foundation, which I'll be combining with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I'm just going to combine both of those together on the back of my hand, and then I'll dot it on and then blend in with a brush. And I'm just going to press it in first. And try not to comb my hair with it. And I think you can see that the matte foundation from Wet n Wild, when it has the e.l.f. Halo Glow filter added to it, really gives some nice glow. And I'm going to bring it down a little bit onto the neck. Make sure I get my ears too. To cover some of my dark circles under my eye, I'm going to use e.l.f.'s concealer in the shade Light Peach as my color corrector, and then tap on e.l.f. concealer in the shade Fair Beige over it. These are long-time tried and true products. If you've watched some of my videos, I know you've seen me use these products a lot. And I love using the Sigma brush to just dot it in where the darkness is. And then use my finger to just melt it in a little bit. And then I'm taking my Fair Beige and just dotting on a tiny bit. And I'm just going to press this in because I don't want to move the color corrector underneath. It really lightens up the under eye area. And although it doesn't completely get rid of the dark circles, it definitely helps, as I think you can see. I'm next going to apply my Wet n Wild contour in Wear's Walnut. I'll put some of the contour on the back of my hand, then dot on just a dab of moisturizer to help it glide on a little bit more easily, and then apply it with a brush. And this is my Wet n Wild contour in the shade Wear's Walnut, and I've used it so much for so long that all the printing has worn off of it. And I'm just going to dab it on with my finger initially. And this is after I've added some moisturizer. And put a little bit here, and then blend it in. And this is my well-loved and well-used Sephora 56 brush. And I'm going to bring it down here, and a little bit on my forehead area. Mixing it with the moisturizer really gave it a lightened look, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a more daytime appropriate look. If I were going to a special event, I would probably go a little bit stronger with the contour and not add as much moisturizer to thin it out. My blush is the Blush Bomb Blush in Bubbly from Flower Beauty. Boy, just say that 3 times fast. And once again, this goes on the back of my hand, and then I'm picking it up with the brush so I can really control the amount of blush that I get. This really makes blush application pretty foolproof. And as you can see, it's a really nice soft flush. Now I can see it well, but because of all the light that I have on for the filming, it probably is not showing up as well on camera. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then I'm just going to go around the edges with my foundation brush. And I'll next apply my Wet n Wild highlighter in Halo Goodbye. And this is another one of my all-time favorites. And I just wiped off the applicator so I wouldn't get a whole lot of product, and I'm just going to dab it on. And blend in with my fingers. And I think you can see the additional glow that this provides. Now let's go to the other side of my face where I'm applying the New to Me makeup that I'm trying. I'll first apply a light color from the Cream and Sugar Bite Size eyeshadow palette on my lid, and then I'll go ahead and apply the No Budge eyeshadow sticks from e.l.f. These are the No Budge shadow stick colors that I'm going to be using. Thrift Shop, which is a medium brown, and which I'll use in the crease area. Cool Beans, which is a darker brown that I'll apply to the outer crease and the outer lid area. And then lastly, Out of Sight, which is a beautiful blue. And I'll put that on the outer part of the lid and the outer crease. And here are the e.l.f. shadow stick colors. I'm applying the light color on the lid as I did on the other eye, and also a little bit under the arch of my brow. And this is the lighter brown color that I'm putting in the crease. And I'm just going to blend that in with my finger. You can certainly use a brush, but your finger is also a great tool. Then I'm going to take the darker color, Cool Beans, and go on the outer part of my lid and the outer part of my crease. Now I'm taking the blue called Out of Sight, and I'm just going to apply that on the outer part of my crease and the outer part of my lid. Just a little bit. I don't need much. After applying this, I've realized that you really have to work quickly, because if you don't, these will set. And you can see I didn't work as quickly as I should have down here, so it's a little bit trickier to blend out. I'm just going to add some of the light color over it. For my foundation, I'm going to combine Catrice's True Skin Hydrating Foundation in the color True Rose with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter to once again create a softer, more radiant foundation look. I just blended it together on the back of my hand. And then I'll blend it all out. I think you can see the Catrice color is a little bit darker, and I probably applied a little bit more to this side, so I'm getting a little bit more coverage. But adding the e.l.f. product does again add glow to this side of the face. I think you can see that this side is a little bit darker than this side. Next, I'm going to go ahead and apply my e.l.f. concealer, first in the color correcting shade Light Peach, and then I'll dot my e.l.f. concealer in Fair Beige over it, as I did under my other eye. I didn't have a new contouring product, so on this side of my face, I'm going to use e.l.f.'s Cream Contour Palette, and I'll combine the two darker colors, which are on the very bottom of the palette. And these are soft and creamy, so I'm just going to dot them on. And then once again, blend in with my brush. And I think you can see, because of how creamy this product is, it really blends in easily. This is one of my all-time favorite e.l.f. products. My blush on this side of my face is e.l.f.'s Putty Blush in the shade Bora Bora. Here's a swatch so you can see what it looks like. Now this is also quite creamy, so I'll apply it as I did the contour. I'll dot it on and then blend it in with my brush. Just looking at this color makes me happy. It's just beautiful. And once again, I'll apply a little bit more than I normally would, just because it needs to show up a little bit better than it does with all these lights on. And I think you can see how easily that blended in. And I'm going to go back to the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter that I mixed into both of my foundations, so I can add that as my highlighter on this side of my face. This will add just a bit of an additional glow along the top of my cheekbones. I wiped off most of it on the edge of the jar because this is a very big doe foot applicator, and I didn't want to apply quite as much as it would have applied if I just used the doe foot right out of the jar. Let's take a look at the additional glow that this provided. Now I'm going to go ahead and head off camera, apply my eyeliner, mascara, and my lipstick, and I will be right back. I applied powder to my T-zone to take some shine off, added my mascara, and for eyeliner I used the darkest brown shade in the Cream and Sugar palette, and I also used the blue from Carnival Candy. And I finished up with my L'Oreal Age Perfect lip liner and two lipstick colors from Wet n Wild, Light Berry Frost and Blind Date. And last but not least is a new to me product from e.l.f. called Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I'm going to spray a little bit of this on my dampened makeup sponge and then apply it all over my face. It has a really nice fine mist. Oh, it smells heavenly. That is, if you like coconut. If you don't, I wouldn't advise getting this setting mist. It also adds a little bit of glow. That feels good, it looks good, and it certainly smells good. So let's take a moment to focus on the products that I used for the first time today so I can share my first impressions. I first used my e.l.f. Wow Brow eyebrow product off camera. Now I know some people do love this product, but I have to say of the 5 new to me products that I tried today, this is probably the one I'm least excited about. It does have fibers to help build up the look of the brows, but it definitely didn't work as well for me as some other products that I've tried that do also add fibers to the brows. However, with that said, the other products I've tried that I like better are quite a bit more expensive. This product costs $5 and it's okay, but if you're looking for a really good brow gel with fibers, I would highly recommend Merit's Brow 1980 Volumizing Eyebrow Pomade Gel. I was very impressed with the e.l.f. No Budge Matte Eyeshadow Sticks. They had a smooth, creamy consistency that provided good glide across the eyelid, which prevented tugging in that delicate eyelid area, which is so important for all of us with mature eyes. The eyeshadow from these eyeshadow sticks can be applied with our finger or with a synthetic brush. Either way works beautifully. But as you saw, you do want to do one eye at a time because the shades dry down and set pretty quickly. And you also want to work quickly when you're blending them in. I've heard from others that the formula doesn't fade or crease, but I really need to test these several more times to see if that's the case for me. There are 8 eyeshadow stick shades in this matte formula, and they cost $5 each. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter is an absolute standout gem. It can be used on its own, over or under makeup, mixed with foundation, or as a standalone highlighter, and it combines well with other products. I feel it's really comparable to the much higher priced cult favorite Flawless Filter product from Charlotte Tilbury. But e.l.f.'s product costs $14, and the Charlotte Tilbury product costs $46. Need I say more? The e.l.f. Putty Blush product feels creamy and it's wonderfully lightweight. It's fairly sheer when applied, but it's definitely buildable. But since the texture seems to change a bit as the formula dries down, it's really best to build up the color quickly, as with the eyeshadow sticks. Once it's blended out, it has a matte finish and it's not dewy or tacky. It'll be interesting to check on the wear time, so I'll be keeping it on for a while to see how long it actually lasts. I really liked this blush and the formula. It comes in 8 shades and is a real bargain at $7. e.l.f.'s Dewy Coconut Setting Mist, which sells for $10, does feel wonderful on the skin. And as I mentioned, it does add a bit of glow as well. And if you like the fresh smell of coconut, you'll definitely love this product. However, it probably would not be the best choice for those of you who have oily skin. I'll need to do more testing to determine if it actually helps keep my makeup in place longer, which after all is what it's supposed to do. And by the way, all e.l.f. products are vegan and cruelty-free. And in case you might be wondering why they named the brand e.l.f., E-L-F, it stands for eyes, lips, and face. Now, before we go, I also want to mention the jacket that I'm wearing because I've never been a big fan of jean jackets, but this one is quite different. It has a little bit of a peplum bottom, not too much, and it also has some wonderful seaming. In fact, quite a few seams all the way around, which helps nip in the waist. And at the conclusion of the video, I'll stand up so you can get a better look. And I'll also include a link to it in the description box below, and I think it may even be on sale right now. Not sure, but it's worth checking if you're interested. Well, that wraps things up for today, and I'd love to know which side of my face you feel looks better. This side, where I applied mostly older favorite products, or this other side where I applied mostly my new to me products. If you enjoyed today's video, please click that thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to be receiving my weekly newsletter, all you have to do is drop me a line at boomerandbeyondbeauty@gmail.com, and I'll make sure it comes your way each Thursday. Until we see each other again, which will hopefully be next week, I wish you good health and happiness and hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.